Welcome back. Now, before we take a look at the day's business news, let's first take a look at the stock indices across the GCC. And in our top business story, 10 agreements and memoranda of understanding between government and semi-government agencies in Abu Dhabi and Japan were signed on Sunday at the Abu Dhabi Japan Economic Forum in the fields of research, education, health, energy and investment. The chairman of the Abu Dhabi Department of Economic Development, Nasser Ahmed Al-Suwaidi, and Japan's Economy, Trade and Industry Ministry, Toshimitsu Motegi, opened the forum. In his opening speech, Al-Suwaidi stated that the UAE in general considers Japan a strategic partner, especially as it is the second largest importer of the UAE's crude oil, which constituted 22% of Japan's total imports of crude oil in 2012. He added that Japanese investments in Abu Dhabi had quadrupled in 2 years from $200 million at the end of 2008 to $770 million in 2009, pointing out that Japan ranked 5th among investments into the Emirates and that non-oil trade between Abu Dhabi and Japan rose by more than 50% in the past 5 years, reaching $3 billion in 2012. And additionally, the Dubai Chamber of Commerce and Industry signed a memorandum of understanding with the Polish Information and Foreign Investment Agency in order to enhance two-way trade and investment between Poland and Dubai. The agreement was signed on the sidelines of the Poland-UAE Investment Forum held at the Hyatt Hotel in Warsaw. Emirates Airline sees full-year revenue for 2013 growing by 18 to 20%, as it expects to carry 37 million passengers this financial year. The airline saw revenues of 62.3 billion dirhams last year and carried 34 million passengers. Tim Clark, the airline's president, was quoted as saying, however, that higher fuel costs will continue to weigh on the bottom line and will consume around 40% of the company's revenues this year. He revealed that the fuel bill saw an increase of 28 billion dirhams in 2012 due to the increase in oil prices. The president also stated that Emirates expects a revamped version of Boeing's 777 airliner to be available to customers in 6 to 9 months. It was a busy week in the markets this week, with the US dollar turning in a mixed performance. The star of the week was the British pound, which snapped a 3-week losing streak to gain 0.68%. The sterling has come under some pressure over the past month, shedding 3%, and a combination of a strong dollar and weaker growth prospects in the UK. Well, we earlier spoke with Gourash Kashyap, the head of the DGCX trading desk at Alpari Middle East, for more.
It was a big week for the British pound in trading last week. Not only did we have the interest rate decision, which was held at 0.5%, but we also saw the Bank of England holding their asset purchases at 375 billion. Now, if you recall, the British pound has been on a 3-week losing streak, but finally we saw the pound reverse and make some gains against the US dollar in trading last week. Now, looking at the week ahead, it's going to be a very busy calendar from the UK. We have inflationary data, which is expected to show price growth at about 2.7% quarter over quarter. We also have producer prices expected, as well as retail sales due out. But by far the headline data will be the Bank of England's inflation report, which should show how price growth is developing and what the bank is voting for with regards to future asset purchases. Overall, we're expecting to see resistance in the pair between 159 and 159.50. Over across into the Eurozone, it'll be another key week for growth-related data. We have the German GDP expected at the end of the week. and that will be followed by the Eurozone growth rate as a whole. Now, we've been seeing very, very stagnant growth rates in the Eurozone, around 0.0%. We're expecting this figure to also fall between 0.0 and 0.2% in the week ahead. But the Euro should find very, very good support around 133.50 levels. So we look at long opportunities against the US dollar at 133.50 levels. Gold also looks set to test 1650, where it'll find good support. And overall, we can expect the markets to remain in a mixed range this week.